Yo, what's going on, RG Nation? It's your boy Sinister, and I'm in the building with my boy Charles Price. We out here in Milford, Iowa. I finally got a chance to catch up with him. I've been wanting to catch up with him. He got an amazing story. I want a lot of y'all sitting home to hear. Of course, you know, he's TeamRG family. As you can see on the shirt, that's one of the other TeamRG shirts I've designed. And then we got these out now. So
you got writing on the back here?
Yeah, it's TeamRG, and then on the back it says, "We hustle hard, we paper chase, state to state." You already know them haters hate. So, top of the morning, everybody. Hope everybody feeling good, feeling great, feeling blessed, working hard to be successful, because if you won't work hard and be dedicated to what you're trying to do, you ain't gonna be successful. Plus, you gotta also be prepared for the struggle that come along with being successful. Charles,
what's up?
How long you been in trucking?
Almost 3 years. 2 years and a couple of months.
Now, what made you get into trucking?
Being broke. Watching your videos.
What was some of the trials and tribulations that you went through? Like, you know, I struggled with bills. I couldn't stay up with my bills because the money just wasn't there in the city.
Mm-hmm. Well, we live out in the country, and I met my high school girlfriend again. She's got 5 kids.
Right.
We couldn't afford to buy them a whole lot of stuff. Some of them were getting made fun of in school for what they was wearing, and because they didn't have the name brand. Right. And then we just wanted to buy us a house and actually do something with ourselves. So we jumped into trucking after watching your videos way back in the day. And next thing I know, 2 years later, we're getting the keys to our house. Christmas time's a blast around our house.
Right.
But it's still some struggles. It ain't stopped just because I got into trucking.
Right.
Ramen noodles and crackers and zuzus and wham whams. Just so mama.
What is wham whams?
The candy bars.
Oh, okay.
Zuzus and wham whams.
Okay. So what was the first company you went with that helped you accomplish that goal?
Swift. Central Refrigerated. I started out with them. Didn't know nothing about trucking.
Right.
Everybody was saying, don't go there. They wrecking and they ain't going to pay you nothing. They ain't going to do nothing for you. I went through their school because they told me that come on now. So I left. July 7th, I got my CDL. After their school, graduated second in class. Best in class.
There you go.
What
was the school you went to?
Memphis, Tennessee. Stayed in a nice hotel and everything. And then went with the trainer that was an owner-op on the dry-van side. And he wasn't, you just drove the truck. That's all you did.
Right.
And then after that, they switched me to the refrigerated side, and I didn't know nothing about refrigerated. Yeah, I was asking you about it. You were sending me videos back in the day.
Yeah.
Watch
how
these,
to find the
watch
reefer
these,
unit.
Watch
Yep. How to jump the reefer unit. Yep.
Setting temperatures and making sure everything's right. And then it took a while, but after about 6 months, I made a name for myself. I didn't turn down no loads.
Right.
I didn't call complaining all the time.
Right.
I'd call my driver manager and just ask them how they was doing. I was checking on them. I'm doing fine. I'm still out here. And I made a name for myself. And
that's how you got to do it.
I made a killing over there.
And, you know, I'm glad you brought that up because everybody's like, yo, don't go to Swift because there ain't no money there. And I always told people, I said, when I speak to people on the phone, they be like, Swift offered me, but I don't want to go there. There ain't no money there. I'm like, who told you that? Because I know somebody who went there and ran.
Right. It's all in what you do. There's a thing in trucking that I don't like. When one person badmouths a company, it's always what the company did. Well, they didn't run.
Right.
They didn't
break
run.
it down. Break it down.
Well, what did you do? How many loads did you reject? How many times did you oversleep?
Right.
How many times did you not plan for a time zone and it made you late on the load? What did you do that made the company sit you? Because the company don't want this truck sitting. They ain't making no money. But if you're out there messing up, they're going to make you sit, not run you.
Right, they can't put you on valuable loads because you're going to fail it, and then you can, constant failure. When it's time to renegotiate the contract with the shippers, they're going to be like, well,
Right.
You know, your drivers is always this. Your drivers is always, and it don't just be this that one particular driver. It's just a collective amount of drivers added up together. Like, well, in the month of such and such, however that works, your drivers was late this amount of times.
But you always hear them bad mouthing a company. You never hear what they did. You never hear the other side. Well, what did you do?
Right.
And everybody's going to badmouth every company out there.
Every company has its issues.
But you got to get out there and try it for yourself.
Now, how fast was your... Because this is another thing that a lot of people don't want to... The reason why they don't want to go to particular companies is because, I don't want to go to Prime because they do 55 miles per hour. Or I don't want to go to Swift because their trucks is governed at 63 or 65.
62, as fast as we could go. Now... I did luck up and get a 2016 automatic, brand new with 12 miles on it, but it had a passing mode, and I could run it to 67 for 45 minutes, but that's it. But then I left Swift,
right,
and went to TMC because they said they could get me home every weekend.
Right. Now, how was the flatbed?
It ain't for me. Them flatbed workers. They got it.
Shout out to them. I always shout the flatbed drivers out.
Man, there's something else on a flatbed. I stayed with Swift for a year and a half. Thought I could get more home time going to TMC. Went to TMC, did their training, went out with the trainer for 1 month. Stayed out for 3 months on my own.
Right.
Them tarping and strapping and chaining and trying to pick up in the morning and deliver the next morning and the time frame.
Right.
Man, it's rough. And those trucks did 62 also, but I had the long nose Pete, the actual Peterbilt.
Right. The 379?
Right.
Yeah.
And, well, it was the 389 that I had, but yeah.
Okay.
It looks just like it. And I thought I was king stuff driving the truck. I made good money.
Right.
But when you get home Friday night or early Saturday morning, you still got to leave on Sunday to make Monday morning delivery.
Right.
So I really wasn't home. So it didn't work for me. Plus, I just couldn't do it.
Right. So then after that,
come right back to Swift.
Right.
Right back. I took a U-Haul from Indianapolis at TMC and drove that U-Haul, cleaned out the truck, drove the U-Haul all the way to Rochelle, Illinois, and started my orientation that Monday.
Right.
And I couldn't get a rental car. I didn't have a credit card at that time.
Yo, you the first person. I didn't even know that. So you took a U-Haul.
U-Haul. I called up a cab. They took me to the U-Haul place. I rented me a U-Haul because I couldn't get a rental car. I didn't have. I was.
But you got a van? You got a van, or you just got
the box truck?
Oh, the small mini.
Had.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a credit card, and I was out of state, so they wouldn't let me rent a car.
Right.
All I had was a debit card at that time.
You know what? I'm glad you said that because that could be another way when drivers get terminated from companies that don't send them back home. Go to U-Haul.
Right, U-Haul. It was cheap. It was $250 to go from Indiana all the way to Illinois.
And you can, as long as you got the money to put fuel in it to get you back to your home state, and then when you turn it in.
So I pulled up on the TMC yard in a U-Haul, backed it up to my truck, cleaned it out, cleaned it up, because you got to clean their trucks up. You got to be spotless. It's got to be.
That's everywhere. Some people don't do that, but that's everywhere.
TMC, it's got to be a spotless truck. Loaded up the U-Haul, went right back to Swift on a Monday. Now, I gave TMC a 2-week notice.
Right.
I gave Swift a 2-week notice.
Right.
So I never just said, screw this, I quit. I always gave them notice. I always worked it out. And I was able to come back. Well, we went back to Swift. It was time to update my medical card. You know, it expires in every 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And went to Memphis, Tennessee at their clinic at the terminal. And the lady said I was blind, said I couldn't see out my left eye.
Right.
So I went home, did an eye exam with the doctor, and they said, no, I'm still meeting DOT regulations, 20/40 in each eye. Come back up there with my results, she don't accept it. So something happened. I guess it was just time for me to leave Swift. I was getting comfortable.
Right.
I was making decent money. I was paying my bills. And I was having money left over. So that was working for me.
Right. Because like I said, I always put something up because you just never know.
I'm glad I put something up because I had to leave in May And I tried to go back to TMC, but TMC called Swift for a job verification, and Swift's telling them I'm on medical hold and still hired. Well, a flatbed company don't want to touch you when they hear medical.
Yeah.
Because first thing they're waiting for you to do is file a workers' comp claim on them.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing I know, I was like, well, what am I going to do now?
Yep.
And when
I reached out,
hooked me up with a company. But my last check with Swift was in May. And I didn't finally get a first check until July 14th. So I had a
right before my birthday. Yeah.
I had a slush fund, but it was tight. It was tight.
Right.
But I was able to still take care of stuff that I had to take care of.
Now, like you said, struggling with the bills, not being able to. How was your Christmas like before everything got better? Because I know a lot of people. They sitting home right now. Some is hesitant on coming in the truck because of all the bad rep it has. And a lot of people's in trucking and getting out of trucking because, like, I put a post in TeamRG on Facebook. I said, you know what? I've been noticing a lot of people talking about I quit OTR. I quit OTR. This is not for everybody.
Right.
This is not for everybody. It's going to be times where freight slow down. There's going to be times where you be like, yo, what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
But you have to have the mindset to tell yourself every day, listen, I got to make this work.
Look at the end picture.
You got to make this work. So how was Christmas during the time? Thanksgiving when things wasn't good? Like,
before we started trucking, we have 5 kids. So naturally Christmas is already, kind of hard to do.
Stressful, right.
There's 5 kids,
Right.
So we would spend $200 or $300. That's all we could really afford.
And and you really couldn't get everything on the list.
Nothing on the list, because you spending $300 with 5 kids, that's $50-$60 per kid, and that's really nothing. So they're kind of like, oh wow, gee, thanks, yeah. They play with it for a minute and set it to the side.
Right. Because they ain't really, you can't really get them what they really wanted.
Right.
Now, once you got the Swift.
Right, our first Christmas, which was just 6 months after I started working there, 7 months.
I remember you was run. I said, yo, I told Randy, I said, yo, Randy, I said, Charles, I said, listen, he runs just as hard as I do, if not harder. Because I remember you was posting in TeamRG all your trips. 100%. On time.
Every
and I was like, yo, I said, he running. So now Randy gave you the AKA running man now.
And it's hard to do when you're pulling reefer. You got to run your clock right, because you'll run out of time at a dock waiting to get unloaded, waiting to get to a dock, waiting to get loaded.
Yep.
Pulling a reefer is time consuming when you have e-logs.
Yeah.
And you got to run that clock the right way.
Yep.
I tried not to be driving on the day I delivered. I tried to park it where I'm delivering the night before, which means that I had to eat in the daytime, shower in the daytime. That way when I got there at night, I can just pull up on the property and camp out. Most reefer places,
close.
Right.
Yeah.
Most reefer places, they'll have a parking lot, or you could park on the street or something. It's not like dry-van. And flatbed's the same way. You can usually park where you're going to unload most of the time. And that was the name of the game. Run your clock to get me to that point. That way they could take all day long and my clock's not starting until I'm empty.
Right.
You had to watch how you ran your clock. But then we did Christmas 7 months in.
Right, 7 months in. So that was the Christmas where everything was, when you was like,
man, we spent like $1,300.
I remember you told me. I remember you called me. You said, "Son,
this is gonna be the stuff, extra stuff."
I remember when you called me. You said, "Yo, son, man, this is gonna be the first Christmas that. This was the first Christmas I was able to buy my kids everything on a list."
That's right. We actually got it, knocked it out, did it. And that was pretty good. It felt good. It made...
And put more motivation. And
right.
Yeah.
it made the kids feel better. It actually changed how they behaved. It actually...
With school, too, because you were saying they was being bullied.
Right.
Because
school,
they ain't have name brand clothing.
Right. And so, you know, it actually changed their mindset and everything, because now they're starting to feel like they're a part of something instead of being outside picked on.
Right.
And
then they see how hard you work, and it also showed them like, yo, things don't come easy.
No, they don't come easy at all. There's a lot sitting in this truck, just you in the four walls.
and the windshield, and the sky of you just got nothing but time to think.
That's it. But and then the second Christmas came around. Well, back up before the second Christmas, we was actually able to take the wife on a 5-day vacation in the Smoky Mountains.
Wow.
And we even did it big. We rented us a Camaro, a Chevrolet Camaro, a little yellow bumblebee looking thing, and took off in that little dude.
Right.
So, I mean, we did.
So you drove from
Meridian, Mississippi, all the way to the Smoky Mountains. It ain't far, about 400 miles, but we rented us a Camaro. The wife let her ride in style and let her drive it, you know, and she just thought that's what she wanted me to go buy her next.
Right.
But you can't fit 5 kids in a Camaro, so you can't get one of them.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And then we did Christmas again, and that was pretty cool. And then here comes the wedding.
And you actually had the money for the wedding.
For the whole wedding and some nice.
Was that from
rings.
while you were still at Swift?
Yes. And so, well, all the money really come from Swift, because I was setting it aside. I was saving it.
Right.
I was only with TMC for 3 months, so I didn't really.
So you went back to Swift where the
right.
run-in was just.
Right. So I made me a bank account with Swift and actually set money to the side. Back then, we're looking at bills like $700 a month for rent.
Right.
$200 to $250 power bill, because we lived in a trailer.
Right.
Down south, we live in trailers. In the trailer park. I ain't straight out of Compton. I'm straight out the trailer park. But
facts.
Them trailers, the power bills ain't good on them trailers.
Right.
The water bill was jumping $50 a month.
Wow.
And then these old telephones, the cell phones.
Yeah.
You gotta have a cell phone.
Got to.
That and putting some kids on your phone line, your wife on the phone plan. I'm with AT&T. I'm busting out $250 a month.
Right.
And okay. And then so we're looking at, you know, $2,000 worth of bills, you know. And it was tough until we got into trucking. And even when I got into
that transition in,
it took a lot of money just to get into the truck. When you jump in a truck, you're not going to start making money. You're playing catch up for the weeks before.
Yep.
Because
orientation, and then depending when you get your truck and you start running.
Right.
It's like the third week.
Right. It took me 5 weeks from the beginning, first day of school till I graduated.
Right.
Orientation.
Yeah.
Got my first load. It was 5 weeks later. I was already broke before I got in. Now I'm 5 weeks behind.
Broke.
So it took a minute. Swift don't pay that good. They start you out at 36 cents a mile. After a year, they bump you up to 38, and then after that, the raises are up to your performance. But I was killing it. We were getting our little bonuses every so often and everything. And that was just extra money. But
see, you had your formula of success because you ran.
Right.
And no matter what other people said about the company, you made sure you stuck out.
Right. I made a name for myself. I wasn't calling and complaining all the time. I took every load they gave me. I didn't care if it was 180 miles.
Right.
Give it to me. Well, it's not due till Thursday, and today's only Monday. Give it to me. Because what would happen is, if you was nice about it, sometimes they'll take you early. And then I did stretch the truth once or twice. Hey, look, this is my last load before I go home. My wife's having a baby. I'm not seeing these people again, so it don't matter.
Right.
Oh, this is your first? Yes, ma'am. Well, back up to the dock. We'll unload you. But we ain't supposed to take you till Thursday. But I'm going home. Come on. Sometimes slipping somebody a $20 bill.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, and then there's sometimes, no, we can't unload you. Fine with me. I'll just do a 34-hour reset. Kick my feet up and relax.
Mm-hmm.
I need some more hours so I can get out of here anyways.
You'll continue to run.
So I never complained, never turned down loads. And it made a name for myself. They actually got to where they could depend on me. Out of a terminal,
that's the key.
Out of a terminal of about 250 people, give it to him, give it to him, give it to him.
The high value loads. Mm-hmm.
And
the tight ones too.
Right. They're not going to make it. Watch this. I got a driver, give it to him. And I stopped by yesterday and saw him again. Every time I drive through there, I stop and take a 30-minute break and say, hey, I pull up in this company truck. And well, not a company truck, my truck now. Mine, you heard that?
Yeah.
Mine.
Yeah.
Mine.
On out.
Mine.
Yeah.
Except for the fuel. I wish the fuel wasn't mine.
Yeah, you know it.
But I pulled up in this again. I pulled up in the TMC truck to visit them. I pulled up in this to visit them. They let me in the gate. I get to visit. And they're like, man, when are you coming back? Look at our numbers. Our numbers are down. We need you to come back over here. And I'm like, wow, I made that big of a difference? Because you don't think you're making that big of a difference when you're just running.
But you stick out of the crowd of the complainers.
Right.
Out of the complainers. So any advice you would like to give?
Save your money.
There you go.
Save your money. Just because you get a check for $1,200 don't mean go buy them lights and these $800 GPSs and save your money, because there'll be that 1 week or 2 weeks or something will happen like me. Well, I'm not blind. I'm legal, DOT legal. Yeah. But the rug got yanked out from under me. Now I ain't got no job. What am I going to do? Well, yeah, you got a CDL. You can go anywhere. You got to be kind of choosy where you go.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's something that sudden, you don't really have time to do your whole homework.
Yeah.
So that's why I tried to fall back on TMC. I was already there. We were just going to tough it out. And then that didn't work, and that's when you hit me up. But save your money.
Number one thing.
If you have wife and kids at home, take care of them first.
Mm-hmm.
Send them what you can and keep something for you.
Right.
Truck stops are expensive.
And they are designed
to take your money.
My brother-in-law Jeff always said that. These drivers don't know. Stay out of the truck stop.
Yes. Stay out of the truck stop.
And Love's done turned up the game.
Right.
Love's got the whole auto section with the lights and the drone sitting there.
I come in the truck and weighing 120 pounds, and I don't know if you can see it now. With the reefer life, you see that?
Reefer.
Reefer right there?
Yeah. That reefer pregnant, life, boy.
4 months pregnant right here.
Yeah.
Because you don't do nothing but sit and eat.
Right.
Or sit, there's nothing to do to stay motivated or to stay exercising.
So who else on YouTube you watched?
He was a trainer at Warner. He went to Florida. He kind of I can't think of his name.
He was a trainer.
It was you, and then I didn't know a lot of these.
It was me, little guy out here.
Well, yeah. He was little guy's trainer.
Trainer James.
That's who I watched. I watched him.
Trainer James is cool.
And then I got when I went to TMC flatbed, I started watching a guy named Dale Clay. He's a flatbed driver for Maverick.
Right.
And that's where I learned a lot about flatbed, was watching him.
Yep.
But I never really got hooked on the YouTube truckers.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Little Guy because I thought he was funny, and he was just nuts and just crazy, and But I slowly just ended up,
doing your own. You was more focused on running.
Right. And
he was like, I got the bills to do.
Over 2.5 years in trucking, and I still don't have a TV in here. By the time I'm done driving,
I just said something to you about TV last night.
By the time I'm end up done driving for the day, I talk to the wife and the kids, and hey, I'm going to bed. I got to get up, and because I take a 10-hour break. I don't wake up 15 hours later and run. My 10-hour clock's up, I'm gone. That gets me ahead on the next day and the next day.
Right.
Just because I only got, like today, I only got 1,000 miles to go before Monday, so I can spread it out, 500 and 500. But as soon as that 10-hour break is up, I'm gone again so I can get ahead of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I took my whole life is a 10-hour break. And
but that's what makes you successful.
Because it puts you ahead of the game. Drive while you can drive. Don't wait to the last minute and try to cram in 11 hours of driving, and you're coming through Nashville and traffic's backed up for 3 hours. Now you're late.
God. Yeah.
When you could have left 2 days ago after a 10-hour break instead of taking an 18-hour break.
Mm-hmm.
Drive when you can drive. You never know what you're going to run into.
There you go.
Never know what you're going to run into.
So,
my driving career wasn't easy. I stayed out west, over the mountains, Colorado, Wyoming, Utah, Washington, snow, sleet, ice, Kansas, Oklahoma. They wouldn't put me on the East Coast or down south, all out west.
And you managed to come out of that with a house.
With a house, and not just 3,500 square feet, 2-car garage, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2 acres of land, right across the street from my dad's house.
As a company driver.
As a company driver with Swift.
With Swift. So for y'all who think Swift ain't where it is, it all comes down to your running.
Right.
It comes down to your run. But RG Nation, we're going to wrap this up. We got to get moving. And we're going to ride together. We heading down south together. So we convoying. I'm going to follow behind you. You want to follow behind me on the way out?
That'll work. You got to get fuel.
Yeah, because I got to get fuel.
You got to dash and dash.
Yep. So, give the family a shout out.
Hey, Lucky Monkey's wife. She's on YouTube too. Hey, y'all subscribe to me. I don't put too many videos, but I'm going to start doing
What's your YouTube channel?
Lucky Monkey.
Lucky Monkey.
Lucky Monkey.
There you go.
We're going to start putting some more videos out, show you about this owner-operator game.
Yeah.
It ain't all peaches and cream.
Yeah.
It's not all peaches and cream. Even if you go to bigger companies and get better pay, but it's still not all peaches and cream.
Exactly. So for everybody who stayed to the end of this video, I know we kind of made it long, but it was just important information that I felt that the RG Nation needed to hear and know to be successful. Y'all stay up. Thumbs up the video. Be sure to subscribe to Lucky Monkey's channel. Thumbs up the video. I'll put his video channel link in the description box below the video, so you can just click the link, go right to his page, and subscribe, thumbs up, hit the bell, because the bell gives you the notification when we upload brand new videos.
Right.
And on that note, TeamRG, y'all already know, we out here, we ride around, we getting it. And sometimes getting it ain't easy.
No.
A lot of the times it ain't easy. So we got to get rolling. We got work to go do. Some of us do work. And I'll holler at y'all later. Thanks for watching. Shout out to TeamRG, Randy, Miss Diva, D Sova, and everybody from TeamRG. Shout out to my boy Benjamin, my boy Ross G over there at CR England making a killing.
Ross.
Yep. Michael Lazarus, Jacob, Terry Butler, and the whole TeamRG staff. Like I said, the reason I'm successful because I have a great team around me, so that's why I'm successful, plus the hard work and dedication, and you have to make the sacrifice.
That's right.
Success is yours. If you want it, go get it.
Ain't nobody that's right.
There you go. What? Ain't nobody
gonna put a limit on my sky.
There you go. Don't let nobody put a limit on it. Don't let nobody put a ceiling on your sky.
That's
I'm
right.
out of here. Later, y'all.